camera speed. And is that a good wide shot for you guys? Okay. You guys go.
Who's counting us down? We're going
I said go, I didn't say three. All right, let's just, it's recorded, so it's fine.
Okay.
You want that shot? I think for the shot, for the start, right? Because when you're doing other things, I'm gonna be switching it just to test our stuff.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. 3, 2.
Yo,
Thank you.
welcome to our Zoom class, Urban Warriors. Urban Warrior Martial Arts, getting all cameras shot now for some crazy reasons. We're gonna be going over some quick exercises for everyone that they can do each day to improve their body's function and their ability to be able to not only do martial arts, but go about their daily lives. Okay, so we're gonna start off with a warm up, with just raising our knees up in the air. Our good shit. Out. Move. Set. Head. That's. Yes. Over. Good. Out. Good. Better. So now we're going to touch the ground. And forward, keep the leg straight. Now as far as you can go, don't force it if you're not ready. Just dangle for a second. Bend your knees slightly. Bring your hands through your body. All the way up, stretch. If you have the balance, come to the ball of your feet. Hold yourself up for a second. Then exhale, come back through your body. Go down to your body. Dangle. Okay, on my count. Hana. Do. Set. Then. And that's it. Awesome. So now we're going to bring our legs straight up. As high as it can go. Just to stretch our hamstrings, loosen up our hips. Ready on my count? Hana. Good. Set. Net. That's it. Yes. Elbow. Good. Out. You. A little faster. Hana. Good. Set. Net. That's it. Yes. Elbow. Good. Out. You. All right, we have velocity by now. We're going to transition into some upper body warm-up drills. The first one, we're going to draw a big circle, motioning from our shoulder. So going forward. Hana. Good. Set. Net. That's it. Yes. Elbow. Good. Out. You. Other side. Hana. Two. Set. Net. Yoshi. Elbow. Yoru. Out. Yoru. All right, so now I'm gonna do both sides. I'm gonna go into a stance, semi-squatting stance. And I'm gonna drive one arm forward, rotating my body forward, and then one hand backwards, rotating that side backwards. Ana. Two. Set. Net. That's. Plus. Elbow. Yoru. Out. Same thing for the other side. I'm going to rotate this side forward, side backwards. I'm going a little faster this time. Ana. Two. Set. Net. That's it. Yes. Elbow. Yoru. Out. You. All right. We're going to stretch our pectoral muscles and our upper back. We're going to bring our hands across our body. Then we're going to turn our hands palm up and bring it out, extending back behind us. Okay, on my count. Ana, two, set, net, that's it. Yes, it. Oh, good. I hope you. Going a little faster this time. Ready? Ana, two, set, net, that's it. Yes. Oh, good. Out. You. Now we're going to stir. I call it stirring the tea. And in the waist or your hips. And we're going to try to draw a circle with our hips. Like so. Depending on how much of a stretch you want and need and able to do, you just make the circle bigger. You don't got that much motion in the ocean, go smaller with a smaller circle. But if you want to really get a deep stretch, rotate throughout all of the angles. Ready on my count? Ana, two, set, net, that's yes, elbow, you, out, you. Now we're gonna go back the other way. Ana, two, set, net, that's it. Yes, it. Elbow, you, out, you. Okay, so a big fancy word, proprioception, neuromuscular facilitation. It's a huge word to just say balance. So what we're gonna work on is just that. I'm gonna balance on one foot, hold my leg above the ground. As I'm doing this, my body is slowly adjusting, moving back and forth. My feet are slowly adjusting, trying to keep me standing tall and not falling over. That is called proprioception. The body is doing this on its own, okay? This is a good way to train your balance and keep your body in a state of being able to function throughout your day. So it's good to do this early in the morning and late at night. So for those who are more advanced, we're gonna bring our knee up straight behind us. And we're gonna draw a circle with our foot. On my count, Ana, two, set, net, that's it. Yoshi, elbow, yoru, out, you. So that guy counting in the background and be quiet. All right, so we're gonna balance on the other foot. Give your body a chance to adapt. Bring your feet up. Draw a circle with your heel. Ana, two, Set. Net. That's it. Yes, it. Elbow. Oh. Good. Out. Good. All right. This is a small way of getting your body warmed up. Getting your body warmed up for motion. And it's good to do this in the morning and in the evening as a cool down and as a warm up before you start your day. Okay? It's a complete body warm up that will help increase blood circulation, create increase mental capacity throughout your day, and just overall make it a little bit easier for you to move. Okay, so now we're going to transition into our normal warm up. You're welcome to watch it, emulate what you can. If not, just sit back and just be entertained. All right. So the first thing we're going to start off with is our warm up. And we're going to start off by just going straight down to the ground, chest down to the ground, and standing back up, just like we are, reaching up in the air. We call this a pre-warm up before we start doing burpees. So, down, push your arms out, bring it back in, stand up. And breathe in deep. Through your nose, hold for a second, and exhale. Repeat that process until your heart rate goes down. All right. We're going to get into a light burpee. So now when we go down, when we get to this point, just going to power up nice and light. Ready? Hannah? Do. Set. Net. That's it. Yes, it. Up. Good. Out. You. Good job. How you feeling? You okay? Yes, we're tired. All right. All right, so now we're going to transition to some core drills. And then we're going to break it down medium from novice to advanced. So, novice, you're going to go back, come up to however far you can. Then go back, come up, then touch the ground on your left, touch the ground on your right. Go back, come up, touch the ground on your left, touch the ground on your right, go to your side and crunch. Go to the other side and crunch. And now that will be one. Okay? So, you can do all of them together, or you can do them individually. Whichever one suits your fancy. Okay? Ready? And 100. Do. Set. Net. That's it. Just. Go. Yodu. Out. You. All right. Good job. All right. Now, last chord you're going to do before we start doing some strikes. We call this a pinwheel. So it's really several transitions that you're doing. You're starting off from here, which is a bear crawl. And I'm gonna bring my feet forward into a crab walk position. Back through my body, back into that bear crawl. When we do this quickly, it looks like I'm pinwheeling or spinning. Okay? If you have issues with supporting your weight and your wrists are starting to get agitated, make a posture like this with your hands and push your palm in forward so that you are balancing on your palm and not flat on your wrist like this. All right, ready? Let's try to make it 3 these. Hana. Do. Set. Net. That's it. If you have been going one way, go the other way now. Yes. Up. Good. Out. 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 And you. All right. Take a little break. Drink some water. We'll start back up in a couple of seconds.
You guys aren't used to inside.
No, I think it is a different inside. Remember, but I don't think it matters too much, but it's weird to not see a screen and look at the cameras. But,
I guess if you notice what camera I'm on, then you know what camera to talk to if you want, but I think it's fine, I mean.
yeah, at the same time, it's not, unless you're gonna
And
say
actually,
you.
see this camera, you guys could be working a little more forward because you're gearing what you did to the zoom on the phone versus what this is.
Right.
So,
Well, I'm looking and critiquing myself here.
yeah,
That's why I'm gesturing there, because
Yeah.
if I see something I don't like, I can modify it.
well, that's,
All right, right?
To take practice.
Yeah.
I guess.
that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna work on some strikes. So before we get started, if you got a partner there with you, you can hold your hands up like this. and let them tap with their punches. So I'm going to introduce how we punch. First, you put your feet side by side, take a step back, shoulder width apart. So my knees and my feet are at the width of my shoulders. Right? Turn my stomach away from my opponent that's in front of me, because that's a weak area. I'm going to want to shoulder my stomach. Aim at the corner, or 45-degree angles away from me. Bring my hand straight up, cheek high. You can open it if you want, but when you're striking, you're going to imagine yourself squeezing a small ball in the palm of your hand. If I had a ball right here and a ball right here, I'm going to imagine myself squeezing that ball all the way as tight as it can go and taking my thumbs and locking my knuckles in place. And the reason for this is that how the body is designed, there is no reinforcement behind these two knuckles. The first two knuckles are reinforced by bone. This bone right here. So whenever I strike, I'm less likely to break my knuckles if I strike with just these two knuckles. That's why we want these two knuckles here. We want to lead our punch and our strike with those two knuckles, and we want to lock our thumb underneath those two knuckles so that they don't move. And if you want to get an example of this, if you take a look at your knuckles and you push the two lesser knuckles in, you'll see that they give. Then try to do it with the first two knuckles and you see that they don't give. Those are our impact areas, all right? So now that I have my posture together, my fists are together, I'm going to rotate my shoulder from my hips forward, like that. When I throw my backhand on my cross punch, I'm going to rotate my hips forward on the other side. Power comes from our hips. Our arms only distribute the force. So I got jab, extending my arm out, rotating my waist, pulling my hand back, rotating my waist, and extending my other arm. So we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. If you notice when I'm moving, you see me engaging my legs. Because energy or power needs stability. And I get stability from the ground to launch into my body to help me project power. All right, enough of me talking, let's get right into it. Ready, Francois?
Yes, sir.
All right, so if you're there with your partner, all right, so if you're working with your partner, you're gonna turn and face them. Give them a bow. This means respect and cooperation. Like, look, I'm not trying to hurt you. So we're gonna put both our side forward. So her left foot is forward, my left foot is forward. This is called a conventional stance. We bring up our guard. She's gonna punch with her lead hand to my lead hand, and her backhand to my backhand. Ready? So we're gonna go 2 punches. Hana, 1, 2, do, 1, 2, set, 1, 2, net, das, Dios, oh, good, aho, you. Okay. You'll repeat that as often as you need. Until you can get it down, all right? So now we're gonna add to it. Because it's never enough to two-piece somebody. We need to add a salad or something to the two-piece. So she extends her jab, her cross, and since she's moving forward with that cross, she's gonna use that energy to grab me. She's gonna grab me and me right in the pubis. All right. So your pubis sits in your lower part of your belly, right here. Where the bone is right there. They tell you on a male or to someone to strike them in the groin. Men have been protecting themselves there since the beginning of time. We're not going to get kicked in the groin. But what you can hit a person in relatively easy is their pupils, because they won't expect it. And that is the bone, the hard surface right here, in the lower portion of your abdomen. You can front kick it, you can knee it. Kneeing is more effective because most people are guarding high. When she throws her 2 punches, she's guarding high. I'm guarding high. That leaves me open low. So she just brings that knee right up into my glutes. Works against male and female. Teens and babies. Don't let those babies wash you around. Knee them in the pubes. All right, so we're gonna do this all together now. Ready? Jab, cross, grab, knee. Jab, cross, grab, and knee. Jab, cross, grab, knee. Jab, cross, grab, knee. You got that? On my count, ready? On. 2. Set. Net. That's. Yes. Up. You. Out. You. Yeah, breathe in. All right, so we're gonna do the other side now. There's a lot of little small things that happen that I'm not really explaining. One of it is when we breathe. Whenever we strike, we're gonna push air out. Okay? And it's called thoracic exhalation. Whenever I'm projecting or receiving an impact, I'm going to push air out so that all my muscles tense up, right? And this protects my body and it helps me produce power. If you can't do this, you can yell, pop! It's the same thing. That's why martial artists yell. And people like to make fun of us, but that's the real reason why we yell. This is for thoracic exhalation, to tighten our body up on impact. If you were in a fighting situation and you were forced to defend yourself and use this technique, even swearing when you strike will work. It's been scientifically proven humans are stronger when they do things swearing. Look it up, Google it, I'm not lying. If you swear you do something, it increases the mindset, adjusts to the method, and it allows you to increase capacity, and that's why we usually yell when we strike. Okay, so now we're gonna get the other side. So put the other foot forward, as you can see. Now, my right foot forward to match her right foot forward. Her right hand, her lead right hand is gonna punch my lead right hand. Her left hand is gonna punch my back left hand. And she's gonna grab me, pull me in, and then with her back leg. Ready? 2. Set. Net. Got. Yes. Out. Two. All right. So this is never enough. Now that we all got through the basics. Every time she does a drill, she's going to drop down. Push her arms out. Stand back up. I don't think they saw that last moment, so I'm going to do it back here. Drop down, push your arms out, stand back up, pop, pop, pop. Okay? Ready? Yep.
You guys are way back.
Oh,
That's what's recorded. Which one you want recorded is what counts.
Ready? And go. Drop down, stand the arms, bring it back in, stand up, and do it again. Drop down, extend the arms, bring it back in and stand up. Ready? Back down, out, bring it back in, up. Anna? That's good shot. All right. Get a sip of water, breathe a little bit, relax. Our cool down is going to transition into some grabs.
Now I think of 10 and switch.
Yeah, I felt kind of bad overworking, so I just stopped there. Very good. All right.
But this is, we have a recording. Move the phone back,
Oh, okay.
what I think.
But is the top of the table being hit or not?
Yeah, it is. All right, they don't care about the technicality, that was that job project.
Yeah, because actually,
Well, this is-
well, for this camera view, back there's a little bit better. And, but I can zoom in digitally on editing.
Okay.
And I'm thinking it depends on the quality that we get from Zoom.
Okay, everybody back. So I'm turn to my primary screen. All right, so we're gonna be dealing with the most common and basic attack. The most common and basic attack is a push. Push leading into a grab. Push. Okay. So dealing with this, if the person's momentum is large, we're not going to be able to stop their forward momentum. So I push forward, instructor Fran with all my might, she's not going to be able to resist that push. So she's going to have to circumnavigate you. She's going to have to move around you. Think like a bull, what's they call it, matador.
Yes.
Think about the matador with a bull. The matador doesn't stand in front of the bull and says, I'm going to stop you. He circumvents him, moves around. So I'm going to do this really slow. When she comes into push, I'm going to offstep her forward motion. Here. Let's turn this way. When she comes to push, I'm here. That way. When she comes to push me, I'm here. As you can see, I created a door for myself. I'm not stopping her forward movement. So that when I want to continue, I can get behind her. Now I'm attached to her, and I can either choose to reinforce her forward movement or to redirect her to somewhere else. When you're the smaller person, you always want to think movement is your friend. Okay? Movement is my friend. There is nothing wrong from getting out of the way of something. Okay? All right, so we're going to start off with just that warm up. If you're working with a partner, you're going to get into our fighting stance. When you extend your arms forward, do it nice and slow. Step out of the way and prevent them from readjusting by holding the elbow. In this way. So you're gonna repeat that as often as you need to until you get it down. So I'm gonna count, Anna. Two. Set. And last weekend. Alright. Now I'm gonna switch, I'm gonna be doing it to you. Anna. Two. It's totally different.
I don't know if we need to do all this.
Set. And lastly, let's get this angle here. So now transiting into the second part of the movement. Once she comes in to push me and I guide that pass, I'm going to go forward, staying close to her hips. And then turning towards her, keeping my back leg, turning my back leg into my front leg. So when I got here, I'm just going to turn towards her and get behind. Right? We're gonna do it again nice and slow. She steps forward, clear, turn towards her, getting behind her. Ready? Up. Two. Set. Net. Like you want to keep going.
I have room bracing for the push.
That's. Yes. And lastly, okay, so when a person is coming in, I want to off step the center of their attack. Bring my hands up to keep their arms from redirecting towards me. Step behind them and turn into them, controlling their shoulder. Because that back shoulder the shoulder is important to control. That's what allows us to turn around. So if someone is pushing me here, I can't turn back around into them to adjust. So it's important to control that shoulder, okay? So now we're gonna just do it freestyle. Because Rome wasn't conquered in a day, so this has to be done repetitively. I'm just gonna be pushing a friend, she's gonna be just playing around and adjusting. All right, so it's important that you need to understand. Don't try to hold on to stop their momentum. You're not going to be able to do it. You know, force equals mass times acceleration. If they have more mass, they have more acceleration. You're not going to be able to stop that force. So what we want to do is just come attach yourself to it. All right. So now we're going to add an attack to this. The common response to anyone trying to attack us is redirect the attack, and then control. So if the instructor friend comes and she tries to bully me, I step around, grab around. If you're in a street conflict, you would use this opportunity to grab hair, to grab ear, to grab flesh, whatever you can grab, you're gonna grab it. Sorry, Fred. Right? Once I grab that hair, I'm gonna pull her back onto her back heel. Right? Okay, right. I want you to see what exactly I'm doing. So we're gonna get this in. Here, reach, grab the hair, pull it back. Take it straight on. This angle. You come to the pushing, right? See my hand right here by the head. Grab a nice handful of hair. If this was a guy, you would grab flesh, head, ear, and hair. Pull at an angle. That's too much pain. They're gonna go straight down. You see how I'm chopping her on the ground? Controlling their hips keeps them from moving and squirming about. I keep my hand on their hair, keep pulling, and then I strike. Stomp. Thank you, sir. So when Tran does this to me, I don't have a lot of hair, so she's gonna grab my ear and flesh. Nice little grip, right? And she's gonna pull me at an angle that I can't compensate for. Right there, I immediately go down, because it's just too much pain for me to take. All right, so I'm gonna step in and push, she's gonna do the same thing afterwards. Yep. Hold it and stomp. And back away and clear space. Ready? Four. One last time. Nice and slow. Okay, I'm gonna put this in perspective. Whenever we do these type of techniques, that's in life or death scenarios. We do not use techniques like this because someone cut us off in the store in the line. That will get you a prison sentence. It's called equal and opposite force. So just because I'm trained how to do this doesn't mean I should do it in every scenario. But this is definitely something that you would do against when you're working against a larger opponent or you're going against a person that is too wiry and wild and everything like that. You got to control. So to break down the technique one more time, I'm going to redirect her attack. She pushes forward, I redirect it. Then I attack by grabbing her hair and her ear. I'm gonna pull at an angle where her body can adjust, which is always usually in angles of 45 degrees. Pull her across that line and she goes straight down. Once I have her down here, I'm gonna control her. This is the control, and from here, I'm gonna launch another attack. Stomp to the stomach or to the floating ribs, or straight to the head. Because we're trying to put them unconscious, okay? Snap. All right. Practice this as much as possible until you're able to get it down. Everything that you've seen and participated in today, we ask that you practice all the time until you're able to get it. All right, so we're going to end this here with our traditional salute. No, our bow. And say Kamsahamnida.
Kamsahamnida.
And bye. All right, that's how we end class. So thanks for showing up. Thanks for coming in and helping us with this video and tolerating all our, what's that called, bloopers? Tolerating our bloopers, okay? Hopefully we get better at this as we keep doing it. All right, thanks a lot. See you next time. And good job to you, man.
Oh yeah, it's different. I kept trying to blame the carpet again.